first road trip in the Tesla Model 3. We'll be traveling to Maryland from New York State. And we'll be testing to see how we do on range. So right now, projected range at 265, and we are in upstate New York. As you see here, it's actually at 259. There is a supercharger in Elizabeth, New Jersey that we've used before. We will be using supercharging on this trip, so stay tuned. So you see here, now it's showing that it's preconditioning the battery for supercharge. This is going to be our first charge heading over to New Jersey. So this will be our first charging location. Supercharge. And should take just about 15 minutes. Let's go. So we see that it's charging. It's going to take about 25 minutes. 67.
So one thing I did learn in regards to charging the Tesla battery, as you noticed that when we first started off on our trip, we had 259 miles. But just a little while later, after we supercharged it, we noticed that our total mileage of full was 254. And you have to keep in mind that when you go to supercharging stations, you're not there to try to fill up your battery. That will impact your battery. So make sure that when you go to a supercharging station, you just stay there for 10 to 15 minutes, but do not try to fill up your battery. If your range is a little off, I do have a trick that I will be sharing with you in the future about how to see if you can get some of that range back. And so hopefully that doesn't happen to you.
Stop here at 253, and as you notice, we still have 148 miles to go. So we have to still stop and charge at one more location, which will be Cape May Courthouse, and we should have 19%. But I was trying to get as close as 260 as I could. It did suggest that we only got it to 1 or 230 or 240, but I just took advantage of the fact that nobody's here at this charging station. Just a few of the cars here. So it is a little slower here, I'm noticing, at this location. 8 kilowatts. So we're going to actually get going so we can get back onto the road. So the next stop here, we have 87%, and we're going to be charging at a supercharger, and looks like the estimated charging time is 10 minutes. So this is our destination here, Ocean City Beach. So let's see if we can go back to our charging again. So I am noticing that we're at 195 now, but I'm noticing that when we go to our trip, it looks like we may have been taken outside of our route, unless this is correct, because it looks like there is a bridge here. So from the other map that we're showing, it's showing that we have to go all the way around here. So hopefully this is correct. Hopefully this will help us to we'll be able to get to our destination. But showing that it's 3 hours away, so we will continue to take note. Is one of the things that we've noticed. The voyage that it was taking us to get to our destination, it did not avoid ferries. So you will have to have your vehicle adjusted, Tesla settings adjusted to avoid ferries, because then it'll take you outside of your way. For example, we have to go drive another 90 minutes because it took us the wrong way. So those are just some things to keep in mind when you drive your Tesla to charge, and charging it and following the direction on your Tesla. You always want to avoid the ferries, because obviously you're not going to be taking a ferry when you're driving. And usually with your GPS on your car, it will automatically avoid ferries. So I'm not sure why that option is automatically set. It should be something that should be added on the Tesla computer. Here are the settings. We did just find out that there is another supercharger that's on the way. It's in Dover, and we would have 12% if we drove from here to Dover, Delaware.
So this is a no-go. I was charging my battery with a supercharger without preparing the battery. You do not want to do that. You will lose range.
So we think that may be a better bet, and then we can just keep the actual voyage going. And so if we go to our charging, we notice that we're at 175 miles. So I would imagine that 11% would leave us close to 50 or so. It really doesn't, we really won't need that much of a charge once we get to Dover, because once we arrive to our destination, we're going to be using one of their chargers. So we don't have to have even close to 100%, because we're not going to be really supercharging there per se, depending on how much we drive this evening as well. But I'm not sure if there is a supercharger over in this area. So we'll see if that is an option, but I'm thinking the majority of our charge we're going to be doing overnight. So that's going to be fine. So I guess we'll probably just try to see if we can get to, just to play it safe and to preserve, we're going to maybe get it to 200 miles, and then we'll head off onto our next voyage.
3 hours later.
So we did have to stop at one more supercharger, and we made it there, yes, 3 hours later. And all around, I enjoyed the trip. I was definitely able to enjoy it by means of the help of the supercharging.
So we did arrive to our destination in Maryland, Ocean City, and we do have free charging here as well. So all in all, it hasn't really cost too much to charge the vehicle, and it's actually not bad at all with doing the supercharging. I have more confidence in driving cross country in this car. On our trip, it appears that the fastest charger that we have found is the one in Jersey, Elizabeth, New Jersey. So we're coming back on our trip. We've been supercharging. I had 1,000 miles free supercharging, and I'm now down to 700 or so miles left. I did use it here one time prior to this trip. So just to give you all understanding of what it looks like in this area, in Elizabeth, New Jersey. So this is the leg of the trip. We have one more stop to charge, and we'll be closing up shop after that. But yes, it has found itself to be very productive, and I have a lot more confidence in traveling cross country.
If you like videos like this, feel free to click that button and subscribe. We have more content coming your way. If you have any questions or suggestions about new videos, please feel free to leave a comment.
So we gotta adjust the car to make sure we can actually get the charger. They may have to give us a new car.
Oh yeah? What's wrong with it? The steering?
All right, so